Give a call to the member for Solomon.
Thanks, Speaker. My question is to the Minister representing the Minister for Agriculture, Fisheries and Forestry. Why is funding certainty so important for essential government functions like biosecurity? And what happens when governments don't plan for the future by providing this certainty?
I'll give a call to the Minister representing the Minister for Agriculture, Fisheries and Forestry, the Minister for Trade and Tourism.
Thank you very much, Mr Speaker, and can I thank the member for Solomon for his question. He knows, particularly being from the Northern Territory, just how important our biosecurity system is for agriculture in the Territory. You'd think, frankly, that it would go without saying that funding certainty for essential government functions like biosecurity is vital. You'd think it'd go without saying. Certainly we on this side of the House absolutely understand how vital that is. We understand the need to protect the Australian community from biosecurity threats that could wipe out our agricultural industry. This is a multi-billion-dollar industry that we rely on for our export trade. $5.7 trillion of environmental assets are, of course, incredibly important to this country, and 1.6 million jobs across Australia depend on effective biosecurity measures. Everyone in Australia shares the benefit of a strong biosecurity system, and we all have an incredibly valuable role to play in supporting it. That is why it is so important that our biosecurity system has funding certainty. Unfortunately, what we now know is that the former coalition government, squandering 9 long years, left our biosecurity system without the funding certainty it needed to do its job. And I'm sure that everyone, including every farmer in this country, would be very surprised to learn that embedded in the Liberals' last budget was a drop in funding for biosecurity of 20% on the 30th of June this year, and another 25% drop on the 30th of June next year. That is the legacy of biosecurity that the previous government has left us. The funding falling off a cliff, trying to make sure that in an election year that their budget looked okay, they failed to properly fund biosecurity going forward. And we know that, of course, this previous government refused to do the hard work to actually fund it. As if the people of Northern Australia don't need protecting from foot and mouth disease or lumpy skin disease, as if our prawn farmers don't need protecting from white spot disease, as if our horticultural industry doesn't need protecting from varroa mite, as if Australians aren't going to need detector dogs at our airports to keep out exotic pests and disease. On the National Party's watch, the number of detector dogs at our airports dropped from 80 in 2012 to only 39 in 2019. That is what happened under their watch. So concerned were they about biosecurity. Of course, we have now been left, after an irresponsible and reckless coalition government, we have now been left to clean up your mess.